Hi guys, I'm Kadist and today I'm gonna be your teacher. We're gonna see the second chapter of the grade 12. This chapter we've got 5 lessons: analogy, phrasal verbs, cause and effect conjunctions, expressing wishes, and form of an essay. The first lesson, analogy. So analogy ማለት ሁለት መመሳሰል ያለባቸውን pairs, like let's say we have pair AB ከpair CD ጋር ማመሳሰል ማለት AB የሚባል ጥንዳለን CD የሚባል ጥንድ ጋር ማመሳሰል ማለት ነው። ምናመሳሰልበት መንገድ ሊለያይ ይችላል። we've got time sequence የጊዜ ቅደም ተከተል፣ cause and effect ምክንያትና ውጤት፣ antonyms ተቃራኒ፣ synonyms ተመሳሳይ፣ definitions በትርጉማቸው፣ part to whole አንደኛው ቃል let's say A is something እቃ ነው something whole and B የA part ነው so C እና D and designs comparison ሊገባል and we have object to use እቃና ጥቅሙ product to producer እቃና እቃውን ያመረተው item category ምን አይነት እቃ ነው ያ እቃ ምን አይነት እቃ ነው so we continue to how do we solve analogyዎቹን እንዴት solve ማድረግ እንችላለን so we've got different methods three main methods to solve them but we've got way more different methods so we're going to see 3 methods በዚህ chapter ላይ the first method is part by part of speech so የዛን pair ምን አይነት part of speech አለው let's say noun ሊሆን ይችላል ወይ noun adjective ሊሆን ይችላል adverb noun verb noun ብቻ part of speechን ለይተን ምን አይነት ነው like let's say for example here we've got speed is the fast right speed is a noun fast is an adjective so we've got temperature to warm we can say temperature to cold or temperature to warm because warm is an adjective it explains the noun okay if I say I'm warm like ሞቅ ብሎኛል so warm is explaining my temperature whereas temperature again like is the noun is what we will explain okay that's the difference between a noun and an adjective so speed is the noun fast is an adjective so በዛው ተመሳሳይ ቀጥሎ ሊመጣው የሚችለው ምናመሳስለው pair noun እና adjective ነው መሆን ያለበት okay so as long as speed is a noun and fast is an adjective temperature is supposed to be a noun ከዛ ቀጥሎ የሚመጣው ደግሞ ምናመሳስለው ነገርም adjective መሆን አለበት which could be warm or cold okay ልክ እንደዛው ደግሞ verb ቢሆን ኖሮ ይሄ and this is a noun ይሄ verb ይሆናል ይሄም noun ይሆናል so relationship like noun adjective ስላለ ልንገለብጠው እንችላለን ማለት አይደለም okay it has to have the same order for example this speed ብለን fast ብለን if we bring warm first this is invalid የሆነ analogy ነው this doesn't make sense ትርጉም የለውም analogy okay so order is always important analogy in every way you solve order ሁሌም important ነው okay ሁሌም important ነው so word order ደግሞ የመጀመሪያው pair let's say pair AB የሆነ ነገርን express ያደርጋል let's say tool user to tool express የሚያደርግ ከሆነ በዛው order in the same order something similar በሌላኛው pair ደግሞ C እና D the same order ግን ሌላ ነገር for example here we have feather is the bird ላባ ማለት ነው የወፍ ላባ bird we've got ወፍ ከዛ የወፍ ላባ የወፍ part ነው so feather is a part of a bird right since feather is a part of a bird ቀጥሎ መምጣት ያለበት analogy part እና whole ነው part የሆነ ነገር parቱ ቀድሞ ይመጣና ከዛ ያንን part whole የሚያደርገው ነገር ቀጥሎ ይመጣል okay so here we have fur dog fur ማለት የእንስሳ ፀጉር ማለት ነው so we have fur is the dog so dog ቀድሞ ቢመጣ this is an invalid analogy አሁን የምነግራችሁ word order is very very important orderu is very important they need to have the same order this is a part to whole part to whole analogy ነው so we need ያንኛው part to whole መሆን አለበት so let's say bird ብለን ቀድመን feather ካልን እዚህ ጋር dog ብለን ቀድምና this is supposed to be fur okay ግን እንደዛ አላልንም part ነው የቀደመው so here we have part as well so here we have fur okay and then exactness ደግሞ like እንደዚህ እንደ time sequence ምናምን ያሉ analogyዎች ውስጥ categorize ልናረገው የማንችለው analogy okay so let's say like የሆነ ነገር ከሆነ ነገር ይሄዳል if we say earring is for bracelet earring is for bracelet if we say earring is for bracelet belt is for like blank እንደዚህ አይነት ነገር ሲሰጠን ከምርጫዎቹ ውስጥ ይሄ ታይም ሲኩዌንስ ነው አይተም ካቴጎሪ ነው ምን ብለን ልንለየው ማንችለው አይነት አናሎጂ ከመጣ ከምርጫዎቹ ውስጥ most sense ሊሰጠን የሚችለው ነገር ነው አውጥተን መምረጥ አለብን okay ግን ሁሌም pattern አለው analogy has always got a pattern for example here we have belt is to waist like ቀበቶ የቱ ጋር እናደርገዋለን on our waist አይደል so bracelet is to on ምርጫ ውስጥ ብዙ አይነት ነገር ሊኖር ይችላል okay the most perfect pair ብለን የምናየው the most perfect pair በጣም ሴንስ ሊሰጠን የሚችለውን ጥንድ ነው መርጠን ማስገባት ያለብን እዛ ክፍል ቦታ ላይ so we have bracelet is to rest it's not about it meaning something ምናምን ሳይሆን it should have the same pattern ተመሳሳይ የሆነ pattern ለምሳሌ የሚጠጣ ነገርና የሚበላ ነገር የመጀመሪያ ፔር ላይ ካለን ሁለተኛ ፔርም እንደዛው የሚጠጣና የሚበላ ነገር ነው መውሰድ ያለብን okay for example መኪና ብለን መንዳት ካለን ፈረስ ብለን ዳሽ እንላለን ይሄ it doesn't really have analogy like analogy categorize የሚደረግ አይነት analogy አይደለም okay ይሄ ነው like item use አይደለም part to whole አይደለም tool used to tool አይደለም so እንደዛ ስለሆነ እንደዛ አይነት ነገሮች ላይ categorize ልናደርገው ማንችለው ነገር we go based on the first pair okay so we have car to drive horse to blank ካለን car መኪና እንነዳለና so ፈረስ ምንድነው እናደርገው እንጋልባለን obviously so we ride a horse we drive a car we ride a horse so ይሄን analogy የምንሞላው based on the first pair and the second pair which makes more sense ብለን ነው okay so this is enough for analogy we continue to the next lesson phrasal verbs okay phrasal verb ማለት verb እና adverb ወይ preposition አንድ ላይ ሲመጡ የሚፈጠር like phrasal verb እንለዋለን this means እኛ ፎከሳችን verb ላይ ነው phrasal verb የተባለበት ምክንያት because it always has a verb ሁሌም verb አለ ወይ adverb ነው ወይ preposition ነው ወይ ሁለቱም አንድ ላይ ሊመጡ ይችላሉ it doesn't matter ሁሌም ግን verb አለ okay ከዛ ደግሞ የphrasal verb meaning ስናይ አንድ phrasal verb ከverb እና ከሌላ let's say preposition form አደረግነው እንበል የሁለቱም ቃላት meaning ተደምሮ አይደለም የphrasal verb meaning የሚሰጠው okay የሁለቱም ቃላት meaning ተደምሮ አይደለም የphrasal verb meaning የሚሰጠው let's say here we have break up right it's a verb preposition phrasal verb again break up ማለት መስበር ወደ ላይ መስበር አይደለም obviously ወደ ላይ መስበር ማለት አይደለም ማቆም ማለት ነው relationship ማቆም ማለት ነው break up ወይ ደግሞ ጠብ ማቆም ማለት I broke up a fight ካልን ጠብ እየተጣሉ ነበር የሆኑ ሰዎች እንዲያቆሙ አረኩ like ገብቼ አገላገሉ ማለት ነው break up a fight ማለት they broke up ካልን ደግሞ relationship ውስጥ ነበሩ ተለያዩ ማለት ነው so ቀጥታ ትርጉሙ አይደለም እንወስደው usually ከበደሉ ማናቃቸው phrasal verbs ከሆኑ either contextual meaning እንወስዳለን contextual meaning ማለት በዛ sentence ውስጥ ገብተው ሊሰጡን የሚችሉትን meaning either እሱን እንወስዳለን ካልሆነ ደግሞ dictionary ላይ ማየት ነው ሌላ አማራጭ የለም so examples of verb preposition phrasal verbs come on and break up like normally so የሆነ ነገር አድርገልን ብለን እምቢ ሲለን we say come on I need you to do that for me so come on is a form of like asking someone to do something for you break up ማለት ቀደም እንደነገርኩት ሰውን ገብቶ ጠብ ውስጥ ማገላገል ማለት ነው ካልሆነ ደግሞ ሪሌሽንሺፕ ውስጥ የነበሩ ሰዎችን ሲለያዩ break up እንለዋለን so verb adverb ደግሞ here we have call off ማለት መሰረዝ ማለት let's say he called off the wedding ካለን ሰርጉን ጋብቻውን ሰረዘው ማለት ነው ሰርጉን ሰረዘው he called off the wedding he didn't want to get married to her anymore ካለን ሰርጉን ሰረዘው ማለት ነው and then we have smooth over ማለሳለስ smooth over ማለሳለስ ማለት ነው አሁን this one has got a direct meaning like smooth we've got ለስላሳ smooth over like over is a በላይ ከላይ so smooth over ማለሳለስ this kind of have a direct meaning ግን ሁሉም direct meaning የላቸውም ማለት አይደለም ግን still ሁሉምም አይደሉም direct meaning ያላቸው okay so we continue we've got 4 types of phrasal verbs 4 categories of phrasal verbs first one we have transitive phrasal verb transitive phrasal verb ማለት it depends on the verb and it depends on the object ይሄ ማለት direct object አለው ያ direct object ደግሞ verb phrasal verb enact የሚደረግበት direct object ነው okay for example we have she'll put on some makeup before stepping on stage she'll put on some makeup before stepping on stage አሁን this one put on ማለት ማድረግ ማለት ነው ምንድነው የምታረጋው ከተባለ makeup ምንድነው የሚል ጥያቄ follow የሚያደርግ ከሆነ it's a transitive phrasal verb okay transitive phrasal verb here we have makeup ነው የምታረጋው so what is she going to put on she's going to put on some makeup so ምን የሚል ጥያቄ follow የሚያደርግ ከሆነ we've got it's a transitive phrasal verb again if we take out makeup and ብናወጣው ከዚህ the direct object የሆነው makeup and ብናወጣው ከዚህና if we say she'll put on some before stepping on stage that person is going to be confused he's going to be like she's going to put on some what is she going to put on is there anything she's going to put on እንደዛ አይነት ጥያቄ ነው follow የሚያደርገው so እንደዛ ከሆነ it needs a direct object ያስፈልገዋል አለው ማለት ነው okay so these are transitive phrasal verbs intransitive phrasal verb ሲሆን ግን ብቻውን ልናወጣው እንችላለን it doesn't matter direct object አያስፈልገው depend አይሆንም direct object ላይ ብቻውን ልናስወጣው እንችላለን either መሃል sentence ላይ ይምጣ at the end of the sentence ይምጣ ብናወጣው ለብቻው it does have a meaning for example when I've had a really good nap it's hard to get up በጣም ጥሩ እንቅልፍ ከተኛው ለመነሳት ይቸግራኛል like መነሳት አልፈልግም kind ነው so get up what የሚል ጥያቄ follow አያደርግም get up ላይ if someone says like get up ካለ if someone for example on the transitive verb if someone comes and says put on you're gonna be like put on what ምን ላርግ but if someone says get up that's it you get up ትነሳለህ መነሳት ማለት ነው get up so ሰው መጥቶ ተነስ ካለ ትነሳለህ that's it ምን የሚለው ጥያቄ follow አያደርግ so direct object አያስፈልገንም ማለት ነው so this is an intransitive phrasal verb and then we have separable phrasal verbs ማለት we know that phrasal verbs are phrases that contain 2 words or 3 words which are verb and preposition or verb and adverb usually inseparable ከሆኑ ወይ ሌላ normally የምናውቃቸው የማይለዩና የሚለዩ አሉ like we can put a pronoun in the middle an object a direct object in the middle or we can just take it out it doesn't matter in this case መለየት የምንችለው direct objectun መሃል ላይ ያስቀምጠን መለየት የምንችል ከሆነ it's called separable phrasal verb ይባላል they're always the more transitive ምክንያቱም direct object ያስፈልጋቸዋል direct objectu መሃል ላይ ስለሚመጣ that direct object ላይ depend ይሆናል so that means they're a transitive phrasal verb separable phrasal verbs are also transitive phrasal verbs okay for example here we have he had to take his jacket off because he was sweating he had to take his jacket off take off kalko min yilhal so take off so take off kala it's like take off has got different meanings take off as in like plane እየበረረ plane departure ለማድረግ ሲነሳ ሲንደረደር we call that take off. ግን ማውለቅም take off ማለት ነው. That's what I'm telling you. Phrasal verbs can be very tricky. You need to practice. Practice ያስፈልጋቸዋል. ሸዋጅ ሊሆኑ ይችላሉ በጣም. So here we have, he had to take his jacket off because he was sweating. His jacket መሃል ላይ ስለመጣ, the direct objectችን መሃል ላይ ስለመጣ, the question we asked is answered. Take off ተብለን ምን, what should I take off ካልን, or what should he take off ካልን, his jacket ብሎ ከመለሰልን ሰው, that the question is answered, right? ከዚህ በኋላ ምንም ጥያቄ አያስፈልገንም. So here we have the direct object is in the middle. However, we have two rules. If the direct object is a noun, and if the direct object is a pronoun. If the direct object is a noun, ቦታ ሊቀይር ይችላል. It can come in the middle. It can come phrasal verb ኋላ, directly ኋላ. Let's say, I'm going to turn my phone off because there is no single. So here we have my phone, which is a noun, the direct object, phone, in the middle. Okay? In the middle. ግን ብናወጣውስ? አውጥተን ከኋላ ብናመጣውስ? Here we have turn off my phone. This makes absolute sense. Sense ይሰጣል. It does give sense. Okay? It does give sense. አውጥተን ከኋላ ብናደርገው ለራሱ it does give sense. Turn off my phone. Phone is a noun. Since this is a noun, መሃል ላይም ሊመጣ ይችላል, ከዚህ ኋላም ሊመጣ ይችላል. Okay? መሃል ላይ ሊመጣ የሚችል ሲሆን it's a separable phrasal verb. ከዚህ ኋላ ሊመጣ የሚችል ሲሆን it's a transitive phrasal verb. መሃል ላይ ሲመጣ it's a separable and transitive phrasal verb. ከጥግ ሲመጣ ግን ወይ ደግሞ ከኋላ ሲመጣ ግን it's a transitive phrasal verb. For example, here, a second example, we have he had to take his jacket off. Jacket is a noun. Jacket is a noun. It's not a pronoun. It's a noun. So, ይሄንን noun ከtake off በኋላ ስናመጣው, he had to take off his jacket because he was sweating. This makes sense too. ይሄም ትርጉም ይሰጠናል አይደል? So, as long as the direct object is a noun and not a pronoun, it can come in the middle, it can come ከዛ በኋላ separable ሲሆን. Whereas like direct object to pronoun ከሆነ, we know the pronouns, right? He, she, it, they, we, I, you. ፕሮናውኖቹን እናውቃቸዋለን. So if it's a pronoun ግን ሁሌ መሃል ላይ ብቻ ነው የሚመጣው. ከጥግ ሆኖ it doesn't give us a meaning. grammatical orderም ትክክል አይደለም, meaningም አይሰጠንም. So ፕሮናውኑ ሁሌ direct object to pronoun ከሆነ always መሃል ላይ ይመጣል. ሁሌ. It's still a transitive one. It is still a transitive phrasal verb, ግን ሁሌ መሃል ላይ ነው የሚመጣው. For example, we brought a gift to cheer her up. Let's say the pronoun her, ከዚህ ኋላ መጣ ነው እንበል. We put it here, somewhere here. አመጣ ነው እንበል. So, we brought a gift to cheer up her. Does that make sense? ትርጉም ይሰጣል? Obviously, it does not. To cheer up her, አይባልም. To cheer her up. እሷን ለማበረታታት እሷን. It doesn't make sense. ለማበረታታት እሷን ማለት እሷን ለማበረታታት እሷን ለማጠንከር. Okay? So cheer her up ነው እንጂ cheer up her አይባልም. So this one pronoun ስለሆነ ሁሌ መሃል ላይ ነው የሚመጣው. If it's a pronoun, it always comes in the middle. Okay? And then we continue to inseparable phrasal verbs. Inseparable phrasal verbs ማለት separable ያልነው ሊለይ የሚችል መሃሉ direct object የሚያስፈልገው direct object የሚመጣው ነው. Inseparable phrasal verb ግን direct object ሊኖረው ላይኖረው ይችላል. We don't talk about the direct object ሊኖረው ላይኖረው ስለሚችል ግን መሃሉ አይገባም. The direct object ካለው ለራሱ መሃል ላይ አይገባም. Okay? It doesn't come in the middle at all. For example, we have, can you stay nearby so we can call on you if an emergency happens? መሃል ላይ you ካስገባን, it doesn't make sense. This does not make sense. Can you stay nearby so we can call you on? Completely different meaning ነው የሚሰጠው. Call you on is a different meaning. But if we say call on you, on call ጠብቅ, be on standby, በቅርብ ቦታ ማለት. Call you on ግን like it's a process. It's a different meaning. ሌላ meaning አለው call you on. So inseparable phrasal verbs split up አይሆንም። split up ከሆኑ ደግሞ either they don't give no meaning at all or they give a totally different meaning. But ሌላ የሆነ ትርጉም ነው የሚሰጡት። እና ደግሞ ሁሌም intransitive ናቸው ማለት ሳይሆን ወይ transitive ናቸው ማለት ሳይሆን they can be either intransitive or transitive because direct object ሊኖረውም ላይኖረውም ይችላል። ቢኖረው ለራሱ ከphrasal verb ኋላ ስለሚመጣ ማለት ነው። For example, here we have she came across her old school photos and felt surprised about how different she looked back then. Here, the direct object is her old school photos. Her old school photos are the direct object. She came across her, Colin. She came across Colin. What did she come across? Like, ምንድን ያገኘችው? Come across ማለት ማግኘት ማለት ነው። So ምንድን ያገኘችው? ምንድን ያየችው? ካለን ምንድን የሚል ጥያቄ follow ያደርጋል አይደል? So as long as the question what follows, it's a transitive phrasal verb. So in this case, inseparable ነው. Direct objecቱን ወደ መሃል ልናመጣው አንችልም። She came old school photos across ማለት አንችልም. So inseparable phrasal verb ነው. ግን at the same time direct object አለው. Direct object ስላለው this is a transitive inseparable phrasal verb. ከዛ ደግሞ let's see intransitive. As a teenager, he was excited to grow up and live in his own apartment. So grow up doesn't have a direct object. Direct object የለው። የሆነ ሰው grow up ካልከው እደግ ማለት ነው። ምንድን ብሎ አይጠይቅም። He can ask you why, but why ማለት what ማለት አይደለም obviously. So grow up ከተባልን we don't ask what do you mean? What do you mean? No, ምን አንልም. In the case of came across, ምንድን ያገኘችው ነው የምንለው። grow up እደግ ከተባልክ ግን maybe ትርጉሙን የቃሉን ትርጉም ማያውቅ ሰው ነው እንጂ ትርጉሙን የሚያውቅ ሰው doesn't ask what ብሎ። So this one is an intransitive phrasal verb that's inseparable. ይሆን ምንም ነገር መሃል ውስጥ ልናስገባ አንችልም ማለት ነው። And then we continue to the third lesson, cause and effect conjunctions, also known as subordinate conjunctions. Cause and effect ምን ማለት ነው? መጀመሪያ cause ማለት ምክንያት ማለት ነው። አንድ ነገር እንዲፈጠር የሆነ ምክንያት ማለት ነው። effect ማለት ደግሞ በዛ ምክንያት የተፈጠረ result. cause ምክንያቱ ነው፣ effect ውጤት ነው። ምክንያትና ውጤት cause and effect. So እነዚህን close ይሄን በአንድ sentence ውስጥ if we have cause and effect ምክንያትና ውጤት ካለን በአንድ sentence ውስጥ እነዛን sentenceዎች combine የሚያደርጉልን cause and effect ወይ ደግሞ subordinate conjunctions እንላቸዋለን። ሁለቱን clause combine የሚያደርጉልን ከሆኑ cause and effect conjunctions ወይ ደግሞ subordinate conjunctions እንላቸዋለን ማለት ነው። And some examples are these. You guys need to read them. For, as, since, though, due to, provided that, because of, unless, and so, or so that, for, as, since, though, due to, like we're going all over again. And then so these are the subordinate conjunctions. Okay, these are the subordinate conjunctions most people know about, or you guys need to practice busy chapter ላይ ማለት ነው። For example, here we have we couldn't go out because it was raining. እየዘነበ ስለነበር መውጣት አልቻልንም። ስለ የምትለው conjunction አለች በአማርኛው። Here we have in English because. This is the most common conjunction. ብዙ ሰው በጣም የሚያውቃትና የሚጠቀምባት conjunction because ነው። But if you want to like write something, you want to essay writing, ወይ ደግሞ in general writing like active ከሆናችሁ I would recommend you guys ሌሎቹንም እንድትጠቀሙ because የተለመደ ነው. Because anybody can use because. Whereas if you use something more sophisticated, something more divergent, ለየት ያለ ነገር ስትጠቀሙ it's better for you writing. So for those of you who do write, because ሁሌ እንዳትጠቀሙ please. And then continuing, we see the fourth lesson, which is about expressing our wishes. So what is a wish? I'm not talking about dreams and stuff. I'm talking about the verb wish. I'm talking about the verb and its usage. Wish is something we use to express things that we want to happen but are not currently possible. እንዲሆን የምንመኘው ነገር ምኞት ማለት ነው wish. So እንዲሆን የምንመኘው ነገር ግን ደግሞ በአሁኑ ጊዜ ሊሆን የማይችል ነገር አሁን at the present at this moment ሊሆን የማይችል ነገር ሲሆን we use the verb wish. For example, I wish I looked smarter. I don't look smart now ማለት ነው. I don't look smart now. Or I can't look smart right this instant. Smart ልሆን አልችልም ማለት ነው. So I wish I looked smarter. ማለት at some time like smart በሆን እመኛለሁ ነው ማለት ነው. Cuz a wish በብዙ ፎርም ልንጠቀምበት እንችላለን. ብዙ አይነት ምኞት ኤክስፕረስ ለማድረግ ግን በዚህ ቻፕተር ውስጥ የምናየው 4 forms ነው. 4 ፎርሞችን ነው. The first form is wish እና past tense modals. Past tense modals ማለት let's say modal verbs እናቃቸዋለን አይደል? will, may, can የሚሉት እንደዚህ አይነቶቹ verbs we call them modal verbs. So modal verbs ወደ past tense ሲቀየሩ they become might, could, would. And we don't use might wish ላይ. So we use could and would to talk about wishes for the future. Future tense አይደለም የምንጠቀመው እዚህ ላይ. We don't use future tense. We just use the modaloቹን ወደ future ቀይረን modal verboቹን ወደ past ቀይረን modaloቹን ወደ past ቀይረን ነው የምንጠቀመው. Okay? For example, I wish I could get a better job. I wish I could get a better job. Right now, I don't have a good job. I don't have a better job. አሁን ጥሩ ስራ የለኝም. ከዚህ የተሻለ ስራ የለኝም. And sometime in the future, በሆነ ጊዜ ለቀጣይ ጥሩ ስራ እንዲኖረኝ እመኛለሁ ማለት ነው. ከዚህ የተሻለ ስራ እንዲኖረኝ እመኛለሁ ማለት ነው. And then we have the second form, wish with past simple and past continuous tenses to talk about wishes for the present. Past simple እና past continuous, we know the forms. Past simple ሲሆን verb to ብቻ. Past continuous ሲሆን ደግሞ was or were with followed by verb ing. እነዚህን ፎርሞች የምንጠቀም ከሆነ ደግሞ for the present, wishes for the present አሁን ቢሆንልኝ የምመኘውን ነገር express ለማድረግ. The first one past tense ሲሆን past tense modals ሲሆን simple past አይደለም. የሞዳሎቹ past ሲሆን at some time in the future በሆነ ጊዜ እንዲሆንልኝ የምፈልገው ነገር ነው. past simple እና past continuous ሲሆን ግን አሁን እንዲሆንልኝ የምፈልገው ነገር. For example, we have I wish we were flying first class. We're not flying first class ማለት ነው. Like either we're flying business class or we're flying economy class. እና first class ብንሆን እኔ ደስ ይለኝ ነበር. እፈልግ ነበር first class ብሆን እመኝ ነበር. ማለት አሁን ተመልሼ ልቀይረው የምችለው ነገር አይደለም እና በዚህ ፍላይት ላይ የሚቀየር ነገር አይደለም. ግን እንዲሆን እንፈልጋለሁ. Like either I'm not comfortable economy class or I just don't want economy class. I wish we were flying first class ማለት አሁን first class አይደለም ግን first class መሆን እፈልጋለሁ. አሁን first class መሆን እፈልጋለሁ ማለት ነው. I wish I had a better job. See the difference? I could get and I had. Here we have I had and I could get. So the difference is like I wish I had a better job. This means ahun I don't have a better job. I want a better job right now. Right this instance. Ahununu ነው የምፈልገው ያንን better የሆነውን ስራ. I wish I could get a better job ማለት ግን ለቀጣይ የተሻለ ስራ ባገኝ ማለት ነው. So you see the difference? I could get ካለን it's for the future. ለቀጣዩ የተሻለ ስራ ባገኝ ማለት ነው. I had ካለን ግን አሁኑኑ የተሻለ ስራ ቢኖረኝ like some sort of miracle asmat ምናምን I don't know ግን ብቻ የተሻለ ስራ ነው ፈልገው አላውቅም የሚል ሰው ከሆነ it means I don't have a good job now and I want a good job right now ማለት ነው. Okay, so you should you should understand the difference. And the third form is with past perfect. Past perfect tense ጋር ሲሆን ደግሞ past perfect tense, we know what that is. Had and verb 3 follow ሲያደርግ verb 3 እና had ሲሆኑ had plus verb 3 ሲሆን past perfect tense ይሆናል። ይሄንን የwish form regret ቁጭት ለመናገር ነው የምንጠቀምበት። የሆነ ነገር ሲቆጨን ያረግነው ካሁን በፊት ወይ ማረግ ያልፈልግነው ነገር ስናረግ regret ለመግለጽ እንጠቀምበታለን። For example, we have I wish I had gone with them when they invited me. Already አሁን መሄድ አልችልም ልቀይረው የምችል ነገር አይደለም። Either party አልቋል and they're telling me ብቻ it's at some time in the past ግን ጠይቀውኝ ነበር እንሂድ ብለው እና አሁን ተነስቼ መሄድ አልችልም እነሱ ካልጠሩኝ እነሱ ጋር ካልሄድ I wish I had gone with them ማለት here we have had gone. Had plus verb 3. So this is a past perfect form. So እየቆጨው ነው ከነሱ ጋር ለመሄዱ እንሂድ ሲሉት ከነሱ ጋር ለመሄዱ እየቆጨው ነው ሰውየው። So I wish I had gone with them when they invited me ማለት I regret not going with them. ይቆጨኛል አሁን አለመሄድ ማለት ነው። Either something fun happened or someone rich came, someone famous came ምናምን. But that regardless of the reason, he's telling us that he's regretting not going. አለመሄድን regret እያደረገ እንደሆነ ያሳያል። And then wish with infinitive. Infinitive what? Verb 1 form. ሲሆን ደግሞ would like የሚለውን opinion express ለማድረግ እንጠቀምበታለን። So for example, if I say I wish to go now, it means I would like to go now, please. I want to go now. Especially if you watch like these historical movies they use wish as a would like. For example, if we say I wish to speak to the headmaster or I wish to speak to his majesty, Colin, I would like to speak to them. I would like to speak to the headmaster ማለት ነው። I would like to speak to his majesty ማለት ነው። Okay? So wish ከverb 1 ጋር ከመጣ it's like it gives us would like የሚለውን ትርጉም ይሰጠናል። እፈልጋለሁ ባገኘው ደስ ይለኛል ባረግ እንደዚህ ደስ ይለኛል የሚለውን ትርጉም ይሰጠናል ማለት ነው። Continuing to the fifth and last lesson, form of an essay. So last chapter ላይ ያየነው paragraph writing ነው. Parts of a paragraph ነው. And በዚህ chapter ውስጥ የምናየው form of an essay ነው ወይ ደግሞ essay writing. So essays have three main parts. Okay, the first part is being the first paragraph. Introductory paragraph ይባላል ወይ ደግሞ መግቢያ paragraph. Introductory paragraph ሶስት ፓርቶችን ኮንሲስት ያደርጋል። introduction, thesis statement and plan of development. Introduction ማለት it's the groomed የሆነ part ነው። ይሄ ማለት የሪደር ቀልብ ከኢንትሮዳክሽን ጀምሮ ነው መሳብ መጀመር ያለብን። So introduction ላይ በመሳብ ካልሰራን the rest of the essay is pretty much useless because ካልሳበ ማንም አያነበውም። So introduction is the part that attracts the reader. It doesn't explain the main idea, it gives us a hint. It kind of tries to attract the reader. Because a thesis statement ማለት ደግሞ as we can see as its name gives us, thesis ማለት main idea ካልሆነ ደግሞ ቶፒኩን mention የምናደርግበት statement ነው። It can be 4 or 5 sentences, 3 sentences, it doesn't matter. ግን main idea ወይ ደግሞ የኢሴዩን the whole essay main idea introductory paragraph ላይ ነው mention የሚደረገው። ከintroductory paragraph ደግሞ thesis statement ላይ okay. So የwhole essayውን main idea ወይ ደግሞ topic mention የሚደረግበት statement is called a thesis statement. Mind you, thesis statement explain አያደርግም. It just gives us the blunt main idea እንጂ explain አያደርግልንም. So explain የሚደረገው በሌሎች paragraphs ላይ ነው. And then the third part is plan of development. Plan of development ማለት before ወደ ኢሴዩ ዘው ብለን ከመግባታችን በፊት we show the reader what we're going to discuss. Okay? What we're going to discuss as in we have the main idea or the topic of the essay and then the things that we're going to discuss ይቀጥላሉ። ይሄ ሁሉ በአንድ paragraph ነው introductory paragraph ላይ። So ይሄንን point explain እናደርጋለን በዚህ essay ውስጥ ብለን we give points about the main idea. ከዛ ቀጥሎ የሚመጣው ፓራግራፍ supporting paragraph ይባላል። a minimum of 2 or 3 paragraphs ከሁለት እና ሶስት የማያንሱ ፓራግራፎች ሊበልጡ ይችላሉ however you want it ግን ከሁለት ወይ ሶስት የማያንሱ ፓራግራፎች supporting paragraphs ያስፈልጉናል አንድ ኢሴይ ለመመስረት ማለት ነው እና supporting paragraph አንዱ supporting paragraph consists of two parts the first part being topic sentence obviously ሁሉም paragraph ላይ ያለው topic sentence እና ለዛ topic sentence ማብራሪያ it can be evidence it can be meaning it can translate ግን ማብራሪያ ሲሰጠን supporting sentence and specific evidence ሲሰጠን supporting paragraph እንለዋለን mind you እነዚህ ፓራግራፎች the supporting paragraphs but introductory paragraph ላይ mention ባረግነው plan of development መሰረት ነው የሚሄዱት let's say at first we're gonna talk about point 1 point 2 and point 3 below plan of development ላይ ካስቀመጣለን point 1 is gonna be the first supporting paragraph okay because that point is gonna be the main sentence or the topic sentence because we're gonna go explaining that point topic sentence one explain እያደረግን evidence እየሰጠን እናስፈዋለን supporting paragraph number 1 supporting paragraph number 2 እንደዛው point 2 እንወስድና point 2 እናስፋለን so we continue like that with supporting paragraph ላይ and then the last የመጨረሻው paragraph concluding paragraph እንለዋለን concluding paragraph ደግሞ የዛ ሙሉ thesis የዛ introductory paragraph ላይ ያስቀመጥነው thesis sentence የሱን summary እና conclusion ያሳየናል ማለት ነው summary እና conclusion summary ማለት I hope you know what it means but summary ማለት የስካውን ዝርዝር የዋልነውን supporting paragraphs ላይ እስካሁን የዘረዘርናቸውን ፖይንቶች እንዳለ ጠቅለል አድርገን generalize አድርገን አሳጥረን በዛ በአንድ ፓራግራፍ ውስጥ explain ስናደርገው it's called summarize ማድረግ ይባላል whereas conclusion ማለት final thought በአጠቃላይ ይሄ ነው ብለን ስናስቀምጠው ወይ ደግሞ እዚህ መልስ ላይ ደርሻለሁ የዛ thesis conclusion የዛ thesis የመጨረሻ ሐሳብ conclusion እንለዋለን so the last paragraph is concluding paragraph and then we are going to continue and do some exercises but I'm gonna leave these exercises for you guys እናንተ ናችሁ የምትሰሯቸው but I'm gonna give you examples መጀመሪያ ከመስራቴ በፊት ግን I need you guys to like go back and ያልገባችሁ ነገር ካለ I need you to summarize it I need you guys to summarize it እና ያልገባችሁ ነገር ካለ እንደዚህ እንድታዩት ወደ ኤክሰርሳይዝ ከመግባታችሁ በፊት because ሳይገባችሁ ወደ ኤክሰርሳይዝ ከገባችሁ more confusion ነው የሚፈጠረው የባሰ ግራ ትጋባላችሁ so ያልገባችሁ ከሆነ ወደ the beginning of the video ተመለሱ ካልሆነ I'm gonna do one example from each exercise and I'm gonna leave the rest for you guys so the first exercise is analogy so I'm gonna do the first one if we say teacher to educate Colin which one makes sense this is he is a profession and what he does the profession a professional and what his profession is and what he does and so we're gonna look for the same analogy doctor heals a teacher educates a doctor heals this has the same meaning the same analogy professional and what he does so this has the same analogy b farmer talks a teacher educates and a farmer talks no because a farmer farms everybody talks every human talks but a farmer farms no مهوني نبربت and then we continue engine is for oil engine needs oil an engine oils okay so engine needs oil so this is a complete different analogy a dog sits no this is a complete different analogy as well so the right analogy is a doctor heals. A doctor heals. So የቀሩትን እራሳችሁ ስሯቸው. I'm not gonna do the rest, but please do the rest. And ግራ ያላችሁ ነገር ካለ if you need revisions, please mention them in the comments. And then we have the second exercise. Complete the blank spaces with a phrasal verb of the same meaning with the word in brackets. On here, what I need you guys to do is go ahead and look at the words in the bracket first. bracket ውስጥ ያሉትን ቃሎች መጀመሪያ ታያቸዋላችሁ. You look at the words first, the words in brackets, because you read the sentence. Okay, so for example, we have prices have blank fallen. So ይሄንን አይደለም የምንሞላው, የዚህ ትርጉም ያለው phrasal verb ነው የምንሞላው. Okay, for example, here the first one we have prices have fallen. Okay, fallen ለሚለው ተመሳሳይ phrasal verb ምንድነው? Went down. Okay, phrasal verb went down. Prices have went down. Prices have ስላለን ግን gone down. Prices have gone down. Prices have gone down. ዋጋዎች ቀንሰዋል, decline አድርገዋል, ቀንሰዋል ማለት ነው. Okay, so I need you guys to do the same thing for the rest of the exercise questions. And then the third exercise is combining two sentences by conjunction. And please don't use because እንዳትጠቀሙ, please, because ካልን like the whole like exercise is gonna be meaningless. Because ብቻ ሁሉም ሰው ስለሚጠቀም don't use because ብቻ. You can use other things due to the fact, well, so as to. I've given you examples at beginning, so you can use them as used. For example, she was cold, he gave her his jacket. Because ማስገባት ከፈለግን እዚህ ላይ, if we have to, we would say he gave her his jacket because she was cold. But I asked you guys, please don't use because. vocabularyachun asfu. Use more words. Don't stop using the common words. Use more unknown words. So she was cold, so he gave her his jacket. So ተጠቀም. So ከተጠቀም it's better. Because ከተጠቀም everybody would use because. ሁሉም ላይ because መግባት ይችላል, but we don't use that. Okay, so na because ስንጠቀም ልዩነቱ, him giving her the jacket ኢፌክቱ መጀመሪያ ይመጣል. because ሲሆን ኢፌክቱ ከኋላ ይመጣል. ጃኬት ሰጣት ስንል ለምን ሰጣት? ምክንያቱም ምንድነው የሰጠበት ምክንያት? ስለበረዳት አይደል? so ጃኬቱን ሰጣት ለምን? ስለበረዳት። ኢፌክቱ መጀመሪያ መጣ because ስንጠቀም። so ስንጠቀም ግን ኢፌክቱ ከኋላ ይመጣል. okay, በረዳት እና ጃኬቱን ሰጣት. see, ኢፌክቱ ከኋላ ይመጣል. I'm not asking you guys ኢፌክቱ ሁሌ ከኋላ መምጣት አለበት አይደለም. ኢፌክቱ ከፊት ይምጣ ከኋላ ይምጣ, it doesn't matter. ግን because ባትጠቀሙ እመርጣለሁ እንደኔ. So we continue to the third exercise. አሁን what I want you to do with these sentences is one sentence or two sentences ሰጥቻችኋለሁ. You take these sentences and give me wish. ወደ wish ትቀይራችኋላችሁ. Okay, for example, I can't speak Spanish but I want to. አሁን ስፓኒሽ ማውራት አልችልም ግን እፈልጋለሁ. ወዴት ነው የምንቀይረው? wish ካስገባን ወደ future. If I want to speak Spanish, I can learn Spanish. At some point of time, I might end up learning Spanish. I might end up speaking Spanish. So we say, I wish I could speak Spanish. ወደ wish ቀይሩት ያልኳችሁ, you insert the verb wish and change the form of the sentence. እሺ? I can speak Spanish but I want to. ከሆነ I want to ግን አሁን ማውራት አልችልም. So የምፈልግ ከሆነ at some point of time ማውራት ጀምር ይሆናል. either class ወስጄ ነው, either ራሴ ተለማምጄ ነው. anyways ማውራት ይችል ይሆናል የሚል ተስፋ አለኝ. So I wish I could speak Spanish. I want to speak Spanish for the future ማለት ነው. Okay, so based on what I gave you now, የቀሩትንም ስሩት. So that was for today. I hope you guys learned a little bit of something. And it was Qadist until now. Thank you very much.